Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to another episode of Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition, Heart of Winter content. Now, I had just barely survived an encounter with some Rakshasa, and I got some constructive feedback from the comments section of YouTube. Yes, I know how rare it is in some instances, but my people seem to be pretty helpful so far. The Druid of Cormanther, one of my viewers, has suggested that I basically prepare my spells for the tougher combats ahead. I have to admit I'd fallen into a routine because most of the combats up until this point have, with a few exceptions, mostly been exercises and steamrolling over small amounts of enemies. Many of the tips and tricks that he mentioned, or that were mentioned in there, are things that I know in the back of my mind I should do. It's just I haven't had really the means and excuse to do so. And some of the suggestions were pretty useful. Like, I did not know how the Mordenkainen's sword works in this game, which is probably why when I cast it I was going, what the hell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo all of my spell layouts. But before I do that, let's see what I got. Each of the Rakshasas had a cloak, and each of these was a cloak of non-detection. Not detection by magical means such as detect invisibility and scrying, which can come in useful for somebody who needs to sneak around, like my thief. And that's about it, because none of these other people really need to do that. However, I will put them on those characters which do not currently have cloaks, which is basically just Clow. And the other one goes into storage. Poof. Now, they also had scrolls in one of the bookshelves. So let's see what scrolls they had. Spell immunity, very nice spell there. Let's try to cast it on. Let's try to learn it with Tyrannus. Okay. Next in line, we see Flesh to Stone, which is also another nice spell, but I think Tyrannus already knows it. Yeah, he already knows it. So let's learn it on the Bard just for shits and giggles. Okay, failed. Next we have Tensor's Transformation, which I tried to get one time and I failed, but it's an extremely useful spell if you want to turn your wizard into an actual melee character. Which, for a fight like the last one, where most of the Rakshasa were protected and I couldn't pierce their protections, would have been incredibly useful. And then last but not least, we have Monster Summoning 4, which I think Tyrannus already has. No, he doesn't. Okay. Well, now he does. And then this is just a protection scroll, which I'll toss into my scroll thing. Alright, now to take a look at the spells that we have. I've got two casters. I've got two arcane casters and two priest casters. And I keep forgetting that Ayla is actually a caster. And to this point, most of her spells have been heals. Most of her low-end spells, just to stop the downtime in between fights. But with my Bard song, that's constantly regenerating, that's reducing the need for some of these low-level heals. So give me a moment, and I will go ahead and change my spell layout, and then I will brief you on what I've come up with. Okay. First up on my spell remix is my Bard. Now, my Bard hasn't changed much because she doesn't have quite as many spells as the rest. Level 6, she's only got one spell, the Summon Monster thing, or no, the Shades thing, which I think is effectively the same thing. So she's got two of those memorized. Level 5, I've gone ahead and put more emphasis on the Chaos spell, and I need to start casting that more, because when it does take effect, it basically render a large number of enemies pretty much pointless. I have no idea whether it works on undead or not. I'm about to find out, because I know I've got two more groups of those guards that I need to fight. Then for 4th level spells, I've gone ahead and basically got Hope twice, and I've got Courage once, because she can use Courage from her War Cittern, and that will help buff the group. But then I've also gone ahead and memorized Greater Malism, which is going to reduce the saves of anybody it's cast on. For level 3 spells, again, I don't have a whole lot of of choice. I've got 1 haste and 3 ice lances. Ice lances are going to help her take down single targets. Her second level spells were the most changed. I've gone ahead and memorized 1 Ray of Enfeeblement, just so I can debuff large melee fighters, single target, if I face any single target bruisers. Then I've got invisibility 3 times, because it was pointed out to me that invisibility will remove somebody from combat, hopefully, and allow them to basically sneak away. So I can try. I don't know if it actually removes them from combat, but I know that it's going to make them harder to hit. So I can cast invisibility on somebody to try to help them sneak away. I don't have invisibility 10-foot radius, so I can't use the recommended thing where I can cast it on my people and then back them out if I get ambushed. But it's something I'll look forward to in the future. And then for first level spells, I've just gone ahead and switched them all to Color Spray except for 1 friend. Color Spray I haven't used in forever, but I know that it works on lower level enemies basically. As it is basically based on their hit dice versus yours. So it's actually way more effective than the 3rd edition version. So it should still be useful. Alright, on to my next character. Alright, my next one is Tyrannus, my wizard. Now, some of the suggestions I can't actually do because he doesn't have the spells, and I intend to get them once I get out, but I just haven't had the opportunity to learn many useful spells on Tyrannus. Partly because I'm playing this kind of semi-hardcore, so if I fail to learn a spell, I'm not going to reload and try again. And part of it's just because I haven't encountered some of these spells yet. So, starting from the top, for 7th level, he's only got 2 slots. I picked Cacophene because even though it's like basically a suicide spell, it can be very useful in certain circumstances, because you're basically throwing a big fiend on somebody and then just letting it go to town. Next, we're going to go ahead and memorize Mordenkainen's Sword, because even with the changes, that's still quite a bit of damage. 5d6 points of slashing damage with every strike, so that's going to allow him to do some pretty decent single target damage. Then on 6th level spells, I've gone ahead and memorized Chain Lightning once, because it's good, but I have been having difficulty aiming it. I've got Tensor's Transformation, which I've just learned just now, and it basically turns you into a fighter. So during fights like the last one where he basically stood there going, oh, what the hell, he can actually do something now. And then, last but not least, I've got Power Word Silence, which affects 1 creature, no save, and prevents them from making sounds, which disables many spells. So that's going to be incredibly useful. For 5th level spells, once again, I've got mostly Conjure Elementals all the way across, except I've gone ahead and selected Spell Immunity. Now that's a single, it only affects the caster. If it affected everybody, or if it was like a targeted spell, I would basically have Spell Immunity across the board almost. But since it's caster only, it basically makes them immune to 1 school of magic. And yes, it's going to be Evocation in most instances. 4th level spells, I've gone with Autoluke's Resilient Sphere, taking the suggestion that you can use it to remove single powerful enemies from combat, or somebody who's about to die from combat. I've gone ahead and just cut my Vitriolic Spheres down to 2, because I was having difficulty aiming them as usual, because they're a smaller area of effect. They do a significant amount of damage against 1 creature, but they don't have the widespread effect that a fireball does, but they do have an effect, and it's annoying to try to find the optimal way to use it. But it is useful in certain circumstances, so I've got it. I've gone ahead and picked up Teleport Field, which teleports enemies randomly, so that's, if I get cornered, I can go ahead and scatter them, hopefully. And then I've got Secret Word, which basically undoes 1 spell protection of 8th level or lower, which is going to be really useful if I run into another thing like the Rakshasa. Now, 3rd level spells. Fireball, all the way across, except for 1 haste. Simple enough. I got nothing in 3rd level that's anywhere near that utility, so there you go. Second level, I've got a bunch of Agonizar Scorchers as before, but I've switched out for some crowd control. I've picked up 2 Horrors and 2 Stinking Clouds, because even at this high level, they're going to be able to help me weed out some living creatures. Now, not so much with the undead, but going forward, and since I haven't been using my full complement of Agonizer Scorchers anyway, it's going to be useful to have those. I've also picked up 2 Ghoul Touches, which should help versus single target, especially with Tensor's Transformation. I don't know if he can actually cast. I don't think he can cast with Tensor's Transformation. But if he's going to be in there to melee anyway, he can hit a Ghoul Touch and then cast Tensor's Transformation. And then, last but not least, some Resist Fears, mostly just in case I encounter any harpies and Cloud gets freaking feared, as he usually does, because he, for some reason, always gets feared. I have no idea. Anyway, first level spells, I got nothing. I don't have Chromatic Orb. I don't have any sort of really useful, you know, really useful crowd control, like anything like that. So what I've ended up with is just taking Magic Missile across the board. I've got color sprays, but my Bard has color sprays, and my Wizard is usually going to be further back than my Bard is. Alright, next one in line. Alright, next on the list is Charity, my Priest. I've gone ahead and maintained 1 Resurrection at level 7 because it's useful to pop somebody back into combat at full health. As for the second, I've gone ahead and taken Symbol of Hopelessness on the suggestions in the comments. Largely because I know how fucked I am when hopelessness is cast on me, so that'll be useful. For 6th level spells, I've maintained 2 copies of the Heal spell just because it's incredibly useful. I've also picked up 1 copy of Entropy Shield, which is caster only, boosts your resistances and your AC, basically a single target defense for yourself. 5th level spells, I've picked up 2 copies of Chaotic Commands to protect me from, various mind control stuff. A couple copies of Cure Critical, just because it's nice to have some combat heals. A couple copies of Righteous Magic, which is basically the Tensor's Transformation for clerics, or one of many, but it does some decent stuff. And then I've picked up Righteous Wrath of the Faithful, which is a nice buff, combat buff. It gives +1 to attack rolls and saving throws, plus ace bonus hit points for all creatures. But if they happen to share your alignment, then it bumps it up to +2 to damage and attacks, saving throws, and immunity to several things. Alright, 4th level spells, we've got Free Action. I think I've got a couple of that. I only have 1 of that. Free Action is going to be useful to basically have my people go through areas which are impeded. However, I don't have anybody except for maybe Ayla that can cast anything that can impede it. So it's not as critical as it's going to be later on. Still useful in case somebody gets entangled or whatever has happened in the last battle, where I got a couple people entangled. Most of my people just walked through it, but a couple people got entangled. I picked up some Protection of Evil, 10-foot radius, in case I have to summon a Cackle Fiend for some reason. Defensive Harmony is always good. It's an AC buff, real fast to cast. Picked up Recitation a couple times. You know, it's been in there. It's a general buff and debuff, that kind of thing. I picked up Neutralize Poison a couple times, just in case I can't find an antidote for somebody, because I'm tired of just watching my people die from poison. It wasn't a critical thing. It only happened during the Wyverns, but the problem is that you never, unless you're reading a walkthrough, you don't know what you're going to encounter before you hit it. Then I've got Farsight, which is going to let me spy on the area, and then I've got Protection from Lightning, just in case I need to cast Chain Lightning. Okay. 3rd level spells, I've got, Prayer. Prayer is always useful. Got 1 Miscast Magic, a couple Dispel Magics. Miscast Magic didn't turn out to be that useful last time, but you never know, it might. Picked up Exaltation. Exaltation is basically protecting 1 individual, and it removes the effects of fear, sleep, fear, blindness, unconsciousness, and intoxication, as well as berserk and confused states. So I can go ahead and touch somebody and make them immune to those kinds of things. I went ahead and picked up Favor of Ilmater, which is basically a long distance switch your life around. So if Cloud's about to die and Charity's in the back, she can go ahead and switch their hit point totals. And then Protection from Fire to protect people from my fireballs. Second level spells, I've got ahead and got Resist Fire, because Resist Fire plus Ayla's immunity, or Ayla's resistance, basically boosts her up into immune status. Picked up a couple draw upon Holy Mites, because that's always useful before I throw my Cleric into battle. Picked up a Silence 15-foot radius in case I fight any more casters, even though I totally forgot to cast it last one. Some Cure Moderate Wounds, because it's a quick casting heal that can pull somebody off of the brink. A couple copies of Chant. Now Chant, I'm not liking I don't like using Chant because it disables my spells. But in the event that I've got full melee bum rush kind of status, then yeah, it's useful. Then Hold Person, in case I encounter anybody that can actually be affected by it. Then I've got, for first level spells, a bunch of Bless, a whole bunch of Bless, some Curse to try to debuff people. I've got Doom to debuff single targets. Went ahead and picked up Armor of Faith, just in case Charity needs some melee, because she can toss that on and it'll reduce physical damage. And I got Sanctuary on her a few times so she can pull herself out in the event that she's about to get killed. And her getting killed is the #1 reason I wipe. So, last but not least, we'll talk about Ayla. And last, for Ayla. Now, Ayla's still going to spend most of her time in wolf form, but I've gone ahead and memorized a bunch of spells for her. Now, as much as I would like to memorize a bunch of these different spells, I went ahead for her 7th level spell and selected Creeping Doom. Haven't cast it yet, haven't had it work yet, but it looks nice. 6th level spells, I've gone ahead and selected Entropy Shield, like I did on Charity for once, so it may help her a bit. And Heal, because Heal is always nice. She can drop out of wolf form and heal herself up if necessary. 5th level spells, I've gone ahead and picked up 2 Iron Skins, because it works like Stone Skin, and I can throw it on before combat. I've picked up a Pixie Dust, which should serve as the whole invisibility 10-foot radius to try to extract myself out of combat. I've gone ahead and got 1 Cure Critical, just so she has it in reserve. 4th level spells, less useful shit in 4th level. Couple static charges, don't foresee casting that. Bunch of mid-level heals and a protection from lightning, don't foresee casting any of those actually. 3rd level spells, I've got Call Lightning, which is very useful, but I'm never actually outside. If I'm outside, then yeah, it's going to be useful. Couple backup heals, just for low level, just so she can help with the recovery or whatever. Invisibility Purge, I don't know. You have to really know when to use it. And then Storm Shell, which should technically be useful for boosting her resistances up to near immunity status. Because as a greater werewolf, she has pretty strong immunities as is, or pretty strong resistances as is. Bunch of her 2nd level spells, a bunch of Cure Moderates, and then a couple of Alicorn Lances. I don't foresee casting this that much, but when I do, it'll do direct damage and then make a target easier to hit. So if I come across a single target baddie, like, I don't know, I have no idea if there's any single target baddies that'll actually matter in this game, but if I do, I'll be able to tag them with that and make everybody easier to hit them. 1st level spells, a bunch of Entangle. I'm going to try using it again. I never really used it in this playthrough, and that's a real shame, because in past playthroughs, and in Baldur's Gate especially, I've used that to great effect in the past, but you know, not so much here. Armor of Faith, you know, just to improve physical resistances. I'm not sure if it, I think I can cast it and then go into wolf form maybe. Sun Scorch, which was recommended to me as a single target, little bit of damage and a blind, so we'll see if that works. So everybody's, except for Clow, has their spells adjusted. Clow, I mean, he's a paladin. He's not got a bunch of shit that he can do, really. I guess it's more useful for him to maintain heals, so he can try desperately to heal himself in the front lines. Not that he ever succeeds, but he could do it. Alright, all that done, I'll go ahead and rest up and see you on the other side. Alright, everybody's fully rested and we're good to go. Now what we're going to do is, since I spent a lot of time basically pointing out you know, my spells and such, we're going to very carefully come down here and start engaging these guards. One set at a time, I hope.
It shall be done.
So we're going to bring our paladin out here. You know, our druid. We're going to go ahead and have our druid hop out of druid form. Oh no, we're good to go right now. We're good to go. Because we're going to be able to control the battlefield here on these stairs.
Onward.
Try and trigger these guys. You know what? Before I do that, my thief is going to hide in shadows and she's going to come over here. And so what's going to happen is she's going to be able to deliver a backstab on one of these guys. Alright.
Of course.
Boom, come on. Aggro me, damn it. Okay, enemy sighted. Let's go back here. And I see them coming around from there. Thief's going to have to backstab. Oh, fuck. She didn't get her backstab off. Well, goddamn. Alright. Once again, we're going to try to alpha strike this shit. Let's see. Something useful. I guess that she's going to start off with the Righteous Wrath of the Faithful. And my wizard's going to just start laying out the fireballs. Even as they come into us. We'll drop our first fireball around here. One of these guys went ahead and buried himself in our ranks, so we'll start that. Thief's going to back off for a bit. Oh shit, Thief's going to get caught in that. Not that bad though. Yeah, we've got this one in the middle. Decided to come up after our bard for some reason. Oh, because he originated back there. That's what happened. He originated back there, aggroed her, and yeah, went around the long way. Well then, let's continue to bombard these things with fireballs. Put it right about here. Boom. Thief's gonna run back there. And yeah, our bard is getting her ass beat. That thing's barely injured. And okay, Righteous Wrath of the Faithful's just gone off. Let's try to save our bard. We'll get Defensive Harmony up. Increase her AC. Okay, Righteous Wrath of the Faithful bumped her out of the yellow largely because she is now she now has temporary hit points. And you know, Willow is just freaking missing all over the place, so she's gonna run back here again, just to get out of the way. I guess she's fighting one now. Okay, everybody is taking serious damage here. And I don't think that we've controlled the battlefield well enough. We have definitely not controlled the battlefield well enough. So what we will do is we'll have to retreat up the stairs a little bit. We'll get everybody up the stairs a little bit. Set my thief, who's going to duck back here and try to hide in shadows again. Nope. Okay, my thief's in combat now. Let's try this again, shall we? Let's try to block them from proceeding in further. Alright. get them all on those stairs.
Your
Yeah, my thief's gonna get her ass kicked. My thief has absolutely no hope.
at your service.
Now, up top here, we're gonna go ahead and drop a heal, like an actual heal, on my druid. And Tyrannus is gonna drop another fireball down there. This time, I guess right about here, I wanna say.
What already?
Okay, come on. Boom. Because, you know, my thief can take that kind of shit. Yeah, these are going down much easier this time.
Will soon turn toward other amusements.
You really enjoy
It's just a matter of controlling the battlefield. What my thief needs is a freaking ring of invisibility or something like that. Okay, heal went off. That's a good thing. We'll get heal on my next person, my paladin.
I got enough of
Thief will continue to run, and I'll drop another fireball on everybody. Da-da-da, about right here. I want to say the same place.
You were really asking.
And Willow's gonna run around. Boom. Still nobody dead. But they should all be badly injured or whatever.
At your service.
And we're gonna do it again. Even though that uses all my fireballs, it is totally worth it.
Fine by me.
Come on, let's do it. Boom. And they are still up. Why are they still up? They're all near death, though. That's the thing. Okay, that guard is near death.
Something amiss?
Charity's right there. She should be able to whack this guard.
Ready. I'll take care of it.
And then Tyrannus. Does he have any more fireballs? No, he doesn't. I've used all my fireballs. Damn you, Tyrannus. Why do you have to be one short? Well, I got this wand of fire. I guess that could work, but we'll just hang on to it because we're doing pretty damn good here. Okay. Cloud Grim is healed by his axe. Axe you a question here.
Your point.
Alright, Cloud's gonna switch to this one, and so is Ayla actually.
What's up?
You know, my bard's song is continuing to go off. And Willow is gonna suck as usual. She's just gonna suck out loud. It's got all of these things that Willow is basically running around training. Cloud needs a heal. Let's give him a heal. Ideally, I should probably go ahead and do some more buffs, some more group buffs, but yeah, we'll heal Cloud like this.
Yes.
We're doing a pretty good job of keeping up with everything. Or not. Or not. Or not. Okay. Well, that sucks.
All right.
Fucking Cloud. Fucking useless.
Ready.
Yes.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna bust out this fucking wand because that was the last thing that I needed here.
I'm listening. I'll get right on it.
Come on, use the damn wand. Bring it. Boom. Did anything actually die that time? No. Bunch of near deaths, but not any actual
This
deaths.
is quite irritating.
So we're gonna use it again. These guys are surprisingly hardy, all things considered. Come on. Do it. Got a couple. One of them died. Ah, shit.
It's hard to concentrate.
Okay. Switch into magic missiles.
Yes.
Okay, one more down.
Some other way to
Get another
amuse
magic
yourself.
missile, just kind of mopping these up with magic
What
missiles.
already?
There is a limit.
You
to my
really enjoy
patience.
this, don't you? Of course.
And then we'll head up there.
I must insist on receiving some aid. Name your task.
Alright, we'll try to heal Ayla. Come on, I know I got another heal. There we go.
Yes.
That was not ideal, but hey, we only lost one person.
What is it you require?
Okay. Another magic missile. And Ayla's about to die too. Holy crap. She needs to move a little bit, I think. Except she can't.
At your service.
You were really asking. I'll take.
Okay, there we go. Ayla's on this. Charity's on this.
Yes.
Everybody's lined up and good to go.
Yes.
That one's down. We'll switch to killing this. Ayla will turn around and hit that. And then Charity will run around the long way.
Help.
What is it you require? At your
I'm
service.
listening.
And Willow needs to keep moving. Alright, come on. Kill it. Okay. That's down. And I guess that that my werewolf has gone into full-on berserk mode. So not a perfect solution, but it's definitely better than what I was doing. So there we go. Only lost one person. It was largely because I was very poor on timing my spells. So that was a definite improvement.
What's up?
Let's go ahead and res Clow and see on the other side when he's all re-equipped. Alright, I've gone ahead and rested. Got everybody's spells rememorized and everything. Let's go ahead and clear that last group of things. We'll set ourselves up on these stairs again. That seemed to work pretty well last time. Ayla here. My thief is going to stay back here this time. We'll try to do this in a more orderly manner.
Can I help?
Come on, move. Just shuffling my people around.
Fine by me.
Name your task.
Alright. And we'll try to stay away from that side because they can't reach me from this side, but they can go over there and kind of glitch their way across. So, let's get them on... actually, you know what? Ayla has a better AC by far than Clow. So Clow's going to stay back here. And Ayla's going to be the one that runs up and triggers them. They're over here on this stairway. Or rather, there's some there. And then there's some on these stairs. Let's trigger the ones on these stairs. Boom, enemy sighted. Running back. Running all the way back. How many do I got on me? I see 3. Did any more appear in my people? No. Yeah. So if it's just 3, then it's all good to go. Let's go ahead and start our casting. We'll cast Bless.
I await your instruction.
Your command?
Oh, there's way more than 3.
Yes.
Go ahead and bust out the fireballs. Drop one right about here.
Can I help?
And then next is Recitation. Not Righteous Wrath, Recitation. Where's Recitation? Oh, come on, God damn it! I know I memorized it. There we go. I cast it a little close, but that's alright.
Quite irritating.
Drop another fireball on him. Move it a little bit further away this time.
You have my undivided attention.
Recitation's on. We'll go with Righteous Wrath of the Faithful, and we need to move Clow because Clow is starting to, you know, they're starting to hit him from the other side,
Of course.
which is bullshit. Okay, Clow needs to lay on hands himself, which he will do very shortly, and hopefully that'll go off.
What's up?
It's hard to concentrate when
And I need another fireball. I can move it a little bit further down this time.
your command.
Okay, Clow's out of the danger zone in terms of getting multiple people on him. Oh, fuck, no he's not. Okay, Clow's gonna go down again.
Can you not
I am
find
prepared.
And my Bard is not running Bard Song for some strange reason. Wait a minute, didn't I just finish saying that I could go ahead and use like invisibility to get that Bard to save Clow or something? Let's hope that works. Is she gonna be able to get it in time?
Yes.
Okay.
Name your task.
Recitation kind of worked. Try and get defensive harmony off because it casts way quick. And there goes Clow.
Let me know what you want.
Let's just go ahead and hit Bard Song again. Man, Clow dying is becoming a running joke. There are so many creatures there.
Something amiss? Your time draws near.
Yes.
And my thief's just in the back chilling. I need to have her actually do something. She's got a perfectly good sling. And some sling stones. Don't know if she can hit them, but hey. You're a halfling, use your fucking sling.
At your service.
Okay, did it hit? Yeah, she can hit him. Boom. And yet that didn't kill any of them. Where's our Bard?
I await your orders. I'm on it.
I have no idea why my Bard was up there. Oh, it was because she was trying to, yeah, she was trying to turn Clow invisible. Come on.
Here.
Charity, come on. Oh, god damn. My ranks are broken. Oh no. They're all in the back here.
What already?
Okay, I may have fucked up here.
You are proving
Let's have everybody retreat up to up here. And hopefully that'll get everybody but the one in the back. Now,
I do not appreciate your hurt.
move my frontliners around to here.
Our adventures. I'm leaving out this part. Immediately.
I got enough of this.
I'm going to use Resilient Sphere, as soon as I can find it, to bottle up this one back here.
You were really asking for it.
Get my thief back on sling duty,
I am prepared.
and we should be good to go then. And that didn't work. That totally didn't work, did it? Yeah, he fucking saved. God damn!
I hope you develop a fox.
Well, I tried.
Look, I'm listening. All right.
Yes.
At your
Yeah, and it's not like these things are incredibly hard individually. It's just there's so many of them. Let's see. Anything else I can use? Let's go ahead and try. I guess I could try teleport field, but eh. I'm gonna throw another fireball out down here. And yeah, my thief can actually switch back to melee and drop the sling, get back to dual wielding. and try to at least damage this thing. Boom. And did that kill any of them? I killed one of them. Killed my already wounded one. That particular spectral guard is badly injured. He's wailing on my bard. I have my bard kite him around a little bit.
Yes.
Then my wizard can do... I don't want to use any more charges of my wand. Let's drop a vitriolic sphere right in the back here.
Yeah. Tell me what you want.
Because
Yes.
so far everything else is turning up good. Boom, that should kill some of them. Did it? No, it did not.
This is quite.
Pelt this guy with a couple magic missiles while I kite him around.
Are you trying to acknowledge?
And Charity and Ayla are doing pretty damn good in terms of. Well, they were until I realized that they weren't actually attacking anything.
So many levels right now.
All right, that's enough.
Yeah, Charity and Ayla can go ahead and take care of that shit.
Can you not find
Tyrannus
some other
continues to
way
pelt this
to
guy with
relieve
magic missiles.
I am prepared.
Kind of wishing I had the.
Acknowledge.
I don't know if these are undead or not. That's the thing. If they're undead, then they're immune to most of the shit that I can deal with. But if they're just spectral, then that's a different thing altogether. Ah, he's near death.
my patience?
And we'll take it out. Take him out.
Yes. Understood.
And my bard is doing her job. Just running around singing songs. Oh, what the fuck? Did I seriously just... I magic missiled myself. I magic missiled myself. Fuck this game. Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and magic missile myself. Ah, shit.
Let me know what you want.
That was just totally... You know why? You know why? Because I'm bouncing back and forth with the hotkeys. So I must have had magic missile still on my cursor when I clicked on myself.
My undivided attention. Something amiss?
I await your orders. My
Okay,
duty is clear.
come on. Come on. Good. Thank God. Got the right one this time. Jesus Christ. And it's still near death. What the hell? There we go. Alright. Just time to mop it up.
Can I help?
What is it you require?
Our thief can move in and attack this. So, come on. Let's take these last two out. Come on. Hit it! Okay, thank
Do you
you.
need me? Immediately.
And we'll go ahead and get this one down. Just all three of them on it. Now, that's the second fight that Cloud kind of sat out. Laying down on the job. Fucking useless paladin. But his AC is only -5. Everybody else is in the teens. So, I guess that's understandable. I'll try to find some way to boost Cloud's AC. But, that's all the time I have for this particular session. We'll go ahead and raise Cloud and get him re-equipped. And I'll see you the next time. If you like what you've seen, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and keep in mind I do take user comments very seriously. I'll go ahead and you know, use whatever I can in future playthroughs when it's acceptable. You know, until next time, take care and goodbye.